Week 8 of the SFL kicks off this evening from Field in Buffalo, New York, as the Queen City Corsairs play host to the Baltimore Vultures. Good evening, everybody. I am Mike Daggs, and with me in the booth is Gerald Smith. Our stats crew tonight, Damon Simeon and Justin Reside, along with our commissioner and producer, Cameron Irvine. You are watching the Simulation Football League on YouTube. The blimp is in the sky. We are ready to go, Gerald.
I guess the airship is on its way. But here we are in Buffalo. We didn't have to travel too far for this one. Just kind of right down the road.
Straight down the I-90.
Right, to call this game, and I think it's going to be an interesting one, right? We got the 0-6 Corsairs against the Baltimore Vultures. Who
4-2.
Yeah, they're just doing really, really good things. So it's going to be interesting to see how Queen City plays at home, with Baltimore losing their 2 games on the road.
Yeah, they did. They lost 2 games on the road, and the last time that Queen City beat a team with a winning record was against Baltimore in Baltimore. Kind of a wild change from what you normally see, as Baltimore is a team that really doesn't lose at home all that often. They did win at home last week, 27-14 over Houston. And they'll start with the ball tonight. Jack Wigmore went 17-34, 214 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick in the win over the Houston Headhunters. And he comes out onto the field tonight, ready to get things going. The starting offense for Baltimore is Jack Wigmore at quarterback. You got Warren Murray and GP Wells at halfback. T-Roy Gaines, the legend himself, 13-season vet. He's been around a long time. He's getting old. That's why he's got some of them gray hairs working in the beard. No offense, T-Roy. Me too. Ivory Irvin, David Anderson, Daley Holder, and Mac and Cheesema. Those are the wide receivers. Benji Matson, Jackson Roberts at tight end. Split backs on first down. Wigmore throws straight into the waiting arms of Luke Swift, outside linebacker for Queen City.
I don't think Luke Swift was ready for anything. That could have been a pick 6 and could actually set the tone for this game, but he just wasn't even looking for the ball and just bounced right off of him.
Offside eye on second down. Sir Charles, Ray Arnold, Olivia Bleeker, Alden Bleeker, Jay Arnold, and Don Johnson. 6, count them, 6 offensive linemen. That pass, I don't know what's going on so far, Gerald, but nobody was ready for that one.
Well, maybe it's Queen City at home in Buffalo and think they're going to get themselves a win, because that was a couple of interesting passes on first and second down. One went right to the defender's chest, fell to the ground. That one went to the back of the wide receiver's feet.
4 wide receivers on third down. Wigmore to throw. 3 receivers right. He goes right, and he finds his target, Ivory Irvin, the wily old veteran. The reason he's been in the All-Star game 7 times, Gerald, is for catches like that, contested catches.
And that's his 40th reception on the season. He is number 3 in receptions in the league right now. And I mean, he's 5th in the league in touchdown reception. So, and he averages 11 yards a catch. So what a pickup by him right there on that 3rd and long.
First run of the ball game. This one goes to GP Wells. He'll pick up 7. So he runs straight up the middle. Second down and 3. The starting defense for the Queen City Corsairs. On the defensive line, you've got Chad Stinson and Emmanuel Petrilla. At linebacker, Casper Haddock and Luke Swift. The corners, Justin Reside, Ted Haynes, and Alex Marshall. Alex Marshall's the free safety, and GP Wallace is the strong safety. Second down and 3 now for the Vultures. Another run up the gut. This one going to Warren Murray. Good for a first down. They keep this drive going.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of people might not know, but the backfield outside of T-Roy Gaines, who's their fullback, are both former Houston Headhunter running backs in Warren Murray and GP Wells. So they have a very, very good stable of, a dual-headed attack right there with Warren Murray and GP Wells.
Mac and cheese in motion up into the slot. That's what they call him. Pass up top, one-handed catch, turning upfield and getting about 6. Yeah, they'll spot him with a 6-yard gain. Ivory Irvin, every pass or every catch he makes, you could possibly call the nice hands catch. We're going to wait for something truly spectacular, though.
Yeah, let's wait for like one of the big boys on the line to get a pick. I want to see that, and I want to see a pick six by a D lineman. It's got to happen.
Run up the middle, good for another first down. This one puts them inside the red zone, and this is part of Queen City's struggles this season so far. They, they can't seem to stop Baltimore on this drive. They had a good opportunity when it was 3rd and 10 to get a quick 3 and out, get their offense out there, see what they could do. Not only did they not capitalize, but now Baltimore knocking on the door.
Yeah, and any team that has played them has actually got nearly 150 yards on the ground. They give up almost 150 yards on the ground average, Queen City, though. So it hasn't been good, right? They have stuff to fix up front, right? And who knows? They might seem, to play very well here this game, but so far this drive is not looking so good.
That pass intended for Mac Chima went incomplete. Wigmore will throw again. This time connects with Chima. He'll pick up 7 yards and sets up the Vultures with a 3rd and 3 inside the 10.
Yeah, and I think this is where you're very likely going to see one of these running backs that they have.
I would,
run the ball here, because both running backs, GP Wells is averaging about 4.5 a carry on the season coming to this game, and Warren Murray's averaging about 3.5.
Now they're going to throw over the middle.
Oh,
that one is caught. I don't even know if you could say wide open. Ivory Irvin catches the ball in the end zone for a touchdown, and the defender just, I don't know, they've looked out of sorts.
Yeah, I guess the defender was hiding in the black of the end zone with the black uniform, because I didn't even see him. He went for the pick in Alex Marshall and didn't pick it off. And Ivory Irvin just gets his 4th touchdown catch of the season. And they made that look a little bit too easy. Almost took 3 minutes of game time off the clock.
Extra point is up and good. Yeah, it's almost spot on. About 3 minutes off the clock. And I guess that was easy math because it was the first drive of the game.
Sure was.
I'm like, damn, how do you do that? Oh, because there's 7:05 left in the first quarter.
And nobody else got the ball.
We're in for a long night, I think.
I impressed you for like 2 seconds.
You did.
Like, wait.
I'm like, look at him go with the maths. Oh, that was the easy maths. All right, let's talk about Trellis Blanton and this Queen City offense as they're going to get ready to get going. Queen City lost to Atlanta last week, 30-14. Trellis Blanton, he had a serviceable game in the completion percentage department, 77% completions, 20 of 26. The big problem, 3 interceptions. He's got to keep it clean tonight against Baltimore.
And he almost I'm pretty sure it leads the league in interceptions, which is he's thrown 13 interceptions, just 4 TDs.
Not a stat you want to lead in. Blanton's going to try to run with it, gains a couple, and then gets yanked down to the turf. Yeah, Trellis Blanton on the season, 13 picks, like you mentioned. That is 25th in the league out of 25 teams, and only 4 touchdowns. Got to get that cleaned up if they're going to win some games. Blanton to throw again. Pressure coming behind him, and he is ripped right down to the ground. Al Walker bringing him down. Walker getting his 3.5 sack on the season. And Queen City already in trouble here on this drive.
He just came right around the edge.
Almost untouched.
Just untouched. And these first couple of plays just shows how Queen City has struggled. I know it's the first drive of the game, but God, man, they've struggled in it, and it seems like it's early on right now that we can see so much evidence of that.
Blanton downfield. All right. Gets that catch and gets the first down. Joseph Bideau.
Is it Bideau?
Is it Bideau? Bidet?
It could be. It cannot be Bidet.
I don't know, man. It's a Louisiana type name. You tell me.
Baudet? I don't know.
Baudet.
It ain't Baudet. I call Baudet. I don't know. I call Baudet. I don't know. Maybe
you know
we
what,
should
though?
ask him.
He caught the ball.
He sure did.
First down, Baltimore. First down, Queen City. I know what I'm doing. Oh, wow. That was almost a pick 6. Gain of 2, but that was
Elijah Warfield.
Yeah, he was breaking quick on that ball.
I don't know how he missed it, but he did. That was That was something that I'm sure if he had to do it over again, he'd just run and pick that thing off.
He jumped that route so quick, I don't even think he knew what he was doing. Oh, yeah, he just watched the replay. Just a step too slow, it looked like. Blanton, short pass over the middle. That one's to James Matthew Jr. Pass is broken up by Alvin Mack. They're down and 8.
And we haven't seen a run yet from Queen City. And it's not surprising that we haven't, because they average 2 yards a carry. And it's kind of tough to even think that, you know, a running back like Jet Zero is only averaging 2 yards a carry on the season.
Blanton to throw on another 3rd and long. Steps away from pressure, throws deep downfield, and James Matthew Jr. gets the catch. Wow. What a deep pass.
Kudos to the offensive line for giving Trellis Blanton enough time, and he bought himself a little bit of time too as he rolled out, you know, to try and get a better look at it without the offensive linemen and defenders in his face, and is able to find James Matthews down the field and get themselves on the edge of field goal range right here.
Yeah, knocking on the door of scoring themselves. See if they can get this run game going. The run game last in the league in yards.
Yeah,
got to get that turned around.
It's bad.
Blanton, quick pass over the middle. Nice little slant there. Getting it back to Bodette. I'm going to Bodette.
Yeah, why not? Let's go Bodette.
Until somebody yells at me, that's the name. 2nd down and 7. Blanton. Oh, that one is going the other way, Gerald. All the way to the house. Elijah Warfield. He's not going to get stopped. To the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Baltimore. A 2-score lead is had as Elijah Warfield gets his first pick on the season and takes it all the way to the house for a touchdown. And Gerald, we saw him almost get that pick 6. Yeah, he almost knew it was coming.
Yeah, and I think and this is how smart the Baltimore defenders have been this season, right? They actually, you know, they're able to read what's going on, right? They actually seen on that drive, they actually saw Queen City take a lot of short dumps and everything else, and they started playing it. So what happened? Elijah Warfield said, hey, I missed one early on. I'm not missing this one. And he grabbed it and returned it 70 yards for a touchdown.
His 4th pick 6 on his career, 70 yards to the house. Extra point is up and good. And with only one offensive possession, Baltimore leads 14-0 on the road.
And that was a pretty good drive by Queen City, too. I mean, look, and Queen City is not too terrible at converting on 3rd down. They are actually 8th in the league in 3rd down percentage on offense, but when your quarterback throws a lot of picks because your run game, they obviously don't have any confidence in their run game because they haven't had any run plays at all.
Not yet.
Look, I mean, you had a Trellis Blanton scramble, but you can't call that a designed run play because he just scrambled out of the backfield. But
yeah,
I mean, they got to do something to get something going on the ground.
They really do. And like you said, it feels like they just don't trust that run game. Statistically speaking, Trellis Blanton. Let's just talk about Trellis Blanton for a sec. He's just going to make this pass here real quick. Oh, gosh, that one almost went the other way as well. Almost made me say something naughty on the air. All right, Trellis Blanton. He's got, on the season, 47% completion percentage, right? He's 91 of 191. He has almost as many completions on the season as Jet Zero has carries. Like, that should not be a thing.
It should not be a thing.
Blanton throw once again. Pass up top. That one is caught. That one could have also been picked, but James Matthew Jr. is able to keep that one and move the chains for the Corsairs. They've just got to play safe football. They've got to get down and score on this drive. At least some sort of points. Otherwise, it could be a really long night for them.
Right, and they got to do something. In the run game, right? Like we were just talking about. And I don't know why they don't trust Jet Zero, right? Jet Zero was a pretty dominant back not too long ago.
Well, they're going to get him involved here as they do a swing route to him, and he's still got some wheels. You can see the speed there. That one counts as a reception, but it is good for a Queen City first down as he picks up about 12 or 13 yards.
Yeah, look, and maybe this is something like they're looking at, hey, we need to get him, utilize him. I mean, if we're not going to run him, we need to utilize him altogether, because if they're not using him at all, I think it's just a huge waste of talent. I mean, he's a former all-star, was an all-star back in season 17, a 10-season veteran.
Yes, sir.
So he's got the goods to, to be a solid running back.
14 carries for 0 last week, only 20 yards though on those 14 carries. Currently none so far tonight.
Yeah, and that's where they're going to struggle, because all they're doing, they're solely depending on like the passing game from Trellis Blanton and these wide receivers, and they're hitting James Matthews quite often. So I mean, that's the guy that's going to have to, take over a game if they're going to continue to throw. And they're obviously not running here. They're putting jet zero in motion.
Trips to the bottom, 0 to the top. That sounds confusing. Blanton under pressure, throws up top, gets it to 0, picks up 9, and 3rd down and a more manageable one coming up. 3rd and 1, Gerald. Do we see our first run from the Queen City offense?
I doubt it. Look, and we know jet zero is good for at least 2 yards on average.
Yeah.
Why not give them the ball here?
Well, we got split backs in the backfield. Ball is handed off. It's not
zero
to,
don't even get it.
No, it's not even, not to 0 though. He's on the pine. Randy Jordan gets the carry, gets the first down. And this drive, listen, they're in Baltimore territory. They were last time too. It's up to Blanton though. Keep this ball safe.
Yeah, and they're going to have to try and figure something. And another run. There goes jet zero.
There we go. Jet zero's first carry of the ball game. He picks up a respectable 4 yards.
And that's something I think we're going to have to see a lot more of, I think, if they want to try and slow down, the pace of the game. I know they're down 2 scores, but if they can somehow go in there and actually get themselves in a position to score a touchdown or even get any points at all, I think it might give their defense a little bit of motivation and actually play a little bit better.
Blanton pumps under pressure, sacked again. Al Walker. Sack number 2 on the day.
And he actually pumped that like 3 times. You think at that point, I mean, the internal clock for a quarterback has to go off and say, hey, I need either throw it or get out of the pocket right here. But now it's a 3rd and long when it was about a 2nd and medium.
Not only is that a 3rd and long, that is $350,000 progression dollars for Mr. Al Walker.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Blanton over the middle into double coverage. And that one is incomplete. Tried to get it back to James Matthew Jr. 4th down. And they are way outside field goal range. They're going to have to punt this one away.
So, is there any symptoms, any incentives for the broadcasters?
I mean, we usually get food.
Because if I need to hit a certain number of words, I got us covered.
Yeah, nobody is questioning whether you'd be able to get enough words in a particular night.
Let's get that incentive going.
You know what our incentive might be? If you can keep the weekly kickoff show within 30 minutes, you get an incentive.
If it gives me $350K, hey, I'll do it.
Gerald, what do you think of this game? Yeah, that one's good. They're bad. Next. And a great breakdown by Gerald Smith. He's just here for the money.
Seems like the league's got a lot of money to throw around.
Final 2 minutes of the first quarter, and Baltimore just gets their offense back out onto the field for the 2nd time. GP Wells gets the swing route, picks up 3, 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, and they're going to have to do something here in Queen City. If they can't stop Baltimore, to a punt or even force a turnover or something like that, we know the game's borderline getting out of hand already just because of, Queen City's track record. I mean, they're 0-6 and they haven't played well at all season. So they're in danger of this. If it goes 3 scores, I don't think that Queen City has the chops to come back. They just haven't been successful hardly at all.
Quick pass that time, and that one is incomplete. Benji Matson, the intended target, and that is just what the Gerald ordered, as the 3 and out is achieved.
Yeah, and that's like you said, that's exactly what they needed right there, because now they can get themselves in a situation where they get the ball back, and they might have it in decent territory.
Matty Coffins on to punt for the Vultures. Ball comes down at about the 27, returned up to the 33. Trellis Blanton is the quarterback for Queen City. Jet Zero is the halfback. They've also got Ace Ketchum back there. Adrian Ellis, Joseph Beaudet, and Bob Wood are the wide receivers. James Matthew Jr., you've seen him a few times tonight. It's one of the tight ends. They got a Bad Ruiz the second as tight end 2. See if we see him at all later on tonight. Blanton, the shortest pass ever attempted in the SFL, is incomplete.
I don't know what that was. It almost was like he felt like pressure was coming and he just had to get rid of it, and he did, and it was in a sea of black and red.
Yes. High formation on second down.
That was strange.
Blanton to throw. That one goes downfield a little ways. Nice pickup by Matthew as he'll set up Baltimore. Queen City. Second time I did that, Gerald, in one quarter.
Yeah, I know.
He'll set up the Corsairs with a 3rd down and 1 to get the second quarter started, because the first quarter is in the books. Baltimore on the road and out in front. 14-0 over the hometown Queen City Corsairs. You are watching the Simulation Football League on YouTube. Aerial coverage tonight is provided by Dags Droneworks, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, funerals, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com. I had to throw that one in there just for you, even though we don't do funerals.
It would be so epic. Dude, you can put hype music to it. I'm sure some
funerals aren't
kid,
hyped, man.
I'm sure some kid would love to see his buddy have a hype video for a funeral.
I guess. Buffalo Botanical Gardens was that beautiful shot. If you haven't been, I recommend you swing by. It's kind of nice. They have cactus. Big fan. Jet Zero.
Oh.
Goes for -3 as Alvin Mack gets the TFL and puts this drive to a grinding halt. Appreciate all of you joining us tonight for getting week 8 started. We've got Alden Bleeker. We've got Miranda Dumas. Benji Matson's in the chat. Robert Brady Jr. Vibes Cleveland. Who is that? Joseph Guy Clausen. We know who the Joseph Guy Clausen is. Got Ronnie Shanahan. Mark Lopez. He stepped away for a quick dinner and missed 14 points in the first quarter. That's why you shouldn't step away. You should be here for the whole game, every last second of it.
Yeah, especially when we're calling it.
Well, yeah.
I mean, Glide
Clausen.
Glide Clausen is always here. So, like, why can't Mark Lopez?
He loves his nickname, by the way. He loves the fact that you can't say his name and you always call him Glide Clausen.
Yeah,
He set up.
I cannot. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's
I don't know either.
Weird Cajun to me. I don't know. I can't say it.
Yeah, it's just like that Atlanta player. I call him the Alien because I can't say Shot Allen. Just can't be done. I mean, I said it that time, but you think I'll say it correctly in a game?
Nope.
Absolutely not.
Just like me.
Nah,
like,
it's not gonna happen.
It's Glide. I just need to say
Glide Clausen. Bo Martin Jr. just joined us as well. He says, "What's up, SFL?" Hi, Bo. I'm Mike Dykes. He's Gerald Smith. Got Damon Simeon, Justin reside with us on stats tonight. Cameron Irvine is our producer back at SFL Studios to get week 8 started here in Buffalo, New York. Baltimore, they got up quick early, Gerald. They had a very impressive opening drive, got right down the field, got into the end zone, got a touchdown, and then, of course, if you missed it, Elijah Warfield got himself a pick 6. Almost had one earlier that drive, then definitely got one the next drive. Statistically speaking, though, they're about even. Obviously the numbers are right there. The passing game has really been the only thing that Queen City has even attempted, and it cost them 6 points as they threw that pick 6.
Yeah, near. Like, I think they threw a pick 6 on Baltimore's 30, so they were near the point to they're actually driving down and looking maybe put points, and it just flipped on them. Jared
Dumas says, "I'm here too." Yes, sir. I see you now. I only scroll up so far when I'm about to start rattling off names. So when I do rattle off names, if you haven't said something lately, I might miss you. So
some may see that as laziness.
It's 100% laziness. No,
another finger flick and it would scroll right up.
Too much scrolling. Look at these passes.
Jesus.
Wigmore's just throwing dimes downfield. Another Benji Matson catch. He's just he's balling tonight.
Yeah, Benji Matson, the former London Knight and San Diego Maverick, coming over to Baltimore this season and just grabbing balls like that. I mean, when you got a former MVP quarterback like Jack Wigmore, I mean, he's going to hit you where you need to be.
Wigmore 7 of 11 so far, with more to come, I'm sure. Matson, a couple of catches, 28 yards on the day. Quick pass over the middle is caught. That's by Ivory Irvin.
Like, it's crazy because I see quarterbacks in the league try to do that no-step drop and complete, and it's just a complete mess. It's complete chaos. Jack Wigmore does it, and guess what happens? He does this weird no-step drop, and he completes it.
8 of 10, 82 yards and a touchdown in his last 10 pass attempts. Luke Swift stops him right back at the line. I thought that was a TFL at first, but they'll mark it at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 4, well within Shark Tarkington range. Wigmore under center.
Queen City needs a turnover.
They needed something fierce. They need a turnover, and they needed to go to the house, just like Warfield did against them. It looks like they will get the stop here as the running game is stuffed right back at the line. Murray running right into his offensive lineman. 4th down and 4, and we will see Tarkington come out onto the field.
Yeah, and this actually puts, it's going to put, pending, if the Shark's going to make it here, but
if
typically he does.
Please.
So it puts Queen City down 3 scores, and it's just, they've just so struggled. I think about what they used to be, right? I came up in a time where it still was past their super glory days, but they were still a really good team. When I came in the league, so, years ago, and knowing the history of it, and then seeing just how far I don't know the words other than say how far they've kind of fallen and gotten away from their traditional winning ways, and turn back the clock. This Baltimore team here with the old Queen City teams from back, dude, this would be a slugfest.
Yeah. Yep. So far, Baltimore out in front 17-0. Shark Tarkington did indeed make that kick. Shark Tarkington has actually missed 11 kicks in his career. Can you believe it? He's missed 11 kicks. Now, that sounds like that's a lot of kicks. He's kicked the ball 364 times though. That's okay. He missed 11 kicks. That's fine. He's number 1 in the league all time in kicks attempted and kicks made. 97% field goal percentage. Special teams player of the season back in season 19. A 2-time All-Star. How's he only a 2-time All-Star? He's been in the league 13 seasons.
I know who's got special teams player of the year twice.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do. Back to back. Not saying any names, but he's epic.
Whatever. All right, let's see what Baltimore. 3rd time. Hat trick. See what Queen City can do on this drive here.
You're trying to will Baltimore into Queen City to just say
you want to know what
going to have a
is?
shot.
I keep thinking Buffalo, and I start saying Buffalo, but then I don't know. I'm just an idiot. It's actually what I think it boils down to there. Let's get our first look at Ace Ketchum tonight. He gets his first carry of the ball game. Love to see him get more involved too. They just don't. I mean, we talked about it. They don't use Jet Zero all that often. They certainly haven't used Ace Ketchum. That's only his 9th carry of the ball game.
Yeah, and he's
of the season.
Yeah, well, and he's actually he was a week 5 signing as well. I mean, they picked him up because they thought Jet Zero was struggling and lost a step, bringing Ace Ketchum, but he still have. Oh
True.
my God.
Wow. third sack on the night against Trellis Blanton. That one coming by Frank Smith. That was brutal.
Dude, it was just right in Bland's face. No sooner he got back to his last step in his drop, and here it is. Queen City is punting again. I don't know at this rate, because Queen City looked really good on their first drive, had to pick 6. I don't know now if what a move.
No. Ivory Irvin.
How can you not juke the lineman? You can juke a guy that's got some finesse on him. The lineman's like, nope, I'm on a straight line. I'm too big to be doing that. I might blow a knee out.
Ivory Irvin's like, excuse you. Then I'm just gonna head this way, and then
God, this guy's like, yeah, I'm not falling for that.
He was running so tall and proud too. He's like, I'm gonna get him. I didn't think he was. I thought that was a punt return touchdown for sure. But Felipe Claybrooks had other plans. He's a defensive end. I mean, it's not like he's some guard or something.
Where do you get? I mean, if your last name is Claybrooks, that seems pretty American.
Yeah.
But you name him Felipe?
Well, yeah. How you know he's not adopted? Why you gotta be like that? Like, you might have just like opened up salt in the wound of Mr. and Mrs. Claybrooks.
Yeah. Well, we couldn't even get a proper one because Felipe don't even have the little chit on the end up to pronounce it A. Right now it's like Philip. Philippe.
Second down and 10. Goodness gracious. GP Wells, 8-yard gain up the middle. Third down and 2. Baltimore looking to get even more points on the board. Already a 3-score game.
Like everything they're doing is just on another level compared to where Queen City is with their execution. I mean, Baltimore, in recent memory, they've had what? They've been to, there we go.
Wow. Luke swiftly gets in the backfield, gets the sack, giving Jack Wigmore a little taste of their own medicine.
And he came in, he just come right around the edge, and they haven't called up too many blitzes right off the edge. Queen City hasn't, so it didn't even look like the tackle on that side was even paying attention to Luke Swift, and he got in there really, really quick. And they're forcing another punt. The defense seems like they're trying to do everything they can. They're just, offense is just...
Yeah, 4th and 7.
Terrible.
Punt back to about the 20-yard line, brought up to the 22. And can Queen City do anything? Get something going on offense. Blanton, 8 of 14. Got the pick. Bodette with 3 catches. Matthew Jr. with 3 catches. Only other target was to Bob Wood once. 7 total carries, but most of those are actually sacks. Matthew somehow catches that one. He'll pick up 9.
He's so good though.
He's an amazing tight end. Yeah.
He's just,
they got to get the other pieces around him.
Yeah, they got to get the pieces in place. Look, I do think they have the pieces in place. It's just like the execution behind it isn't any. Now, one thing about you think a team who is winless at this point that they would probably have, been undefeated. Been shut out at some point.
Yeah, they're scoring some points at least.
They haven't. But the problem is the most they have scored in a game is 13. So, and if we're using that, hey, the most they scored is 13. They're down 17 points. The math just does not add up.
3rd down and 1. Defense. Look at the defense all stacking the box. There's so many there, I can't even count them. Oh. And apparently one that could not be blocked. As John Patrick Levine gets in the backfield, arguably before the ball was even snapped. That brings us to the 2-minute warning. You're watching the Simulation Football League on YouTube. This defense, they're pretty stout. Robert Brady, Al Walker, Ralph Leopold, and Nate Brown on the defensive line. Frank Smith, Elvin Mack, the linebackers. Ben Stack and Paper, Elijah Warfield, Roy Towers at corner, Sullivan Tyson, and Young Vaught, along with Giovanni Bolt and John Patrick Levine, are the safeties. Irvin Doing a spin move again. Look at the total yards here in the second quarter, Joe.
I seen it flash up during the punt or right before the punt, but I was wondering if that was legitimate. If I just saw that in a flash and thought that's what I saw. No, that is what I saw.
That's the stat.
2
yards.
That
Dose, as we say in Mexico.
That looks like some sort of a betting line.
Right. Yeah. You got 51 to 2 odds. No, we got 51 and 2 yards. Let's see if anybody can get some points going here. Or yards. Nope. Baltimore.
Luke Swift is playing out of his mind. Him and James Matthews, right? Like on this squad. Luke Swift has been all over the place.
Yeah.
Making plays. And James Matthews it's even in double coverage and everything else. He's still pulling balls down out of the air. So
Wigmore. Oh, Ivor Irvin, a rare drop, even though it was one-handed catch. He usually gets those. Speaking of Baltimore, the SFL convention is headed to Baltimore for the 2025 convention, kicking off the league's 25th season anniversary. It's going to be July 10th through the 14th, 2025. You can join SFL Nation at the rooftop pool of our host hotel, the Hyatt Regency, looking out over Baltimore's Inner Harbor, and revel in the league's first convention on the East Coast. You can reserve your room now at the special group rate. Just visit simfl.net. Find the link there. There's a pick. Casper Haddock gets the pick and sets Queen City up in territory where they might be able to score before the half.
Yeah, and that was something that they needed, right?
Oh,
they actually needed something big like that, right? And let's just hope that the offense can actually, throw their helmets on and have, some sort of a game plan to get themselves down there and get more than 2 yards. And what they've gotten over the last 8.5 minutes of this quarter.
Queen City 17.5 point underdogs, speaking of betting lines, and currently down by 17.
Wow, 17 and a half underdog. That's insane.
Blanton down to the bottom. That one's caught. Matthew can't turn upfield. Picks up only a yard.
And typically, I would probably be like, yeah, man, just run a play. But I'm not mad at that. Not at the play, at the timeout call, because I do think Queen City needs as much organization and discussion about what they're going to do on each and every play here. But they gotta kind of start getting a little bit further down the field.
5 wide. Blanton throws. See that drives me nuts. So you have 5 wide receivers. You need yards. What do?
It's not 5 yards.
Yeah.
I know.
Send them, boys. You got 5 receivers. Send them. Blanton's got an arm. He can throw the ball. Go down. All right, we're going to see what they do this time. Yeah, you got 5. You got 3 up top. You got 2 down the bottom. I don't want to see anybody get a target unless they're past the 30. It's 3rd down and 9.
More of the same.
I'm getting mad. The offensive coordinator, he's coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Throw the ball. Blanton. There you go. See? Bob Wood. That's what's up.
I think they hurt you.
I hope so. I've been yelling. I feel bad. I'm spicy.
You're so mad. I mean, hey, look, we're from down the street from here.
This is our hometown team.
You got a soft spot for Buffalo. They're 0-6. They need something good to happen.
Listen, number 83 looked good in the black and green. I'm just saying.
I just think it was the mustache.
Well, yeah. It is sexy. Oh, nice catch there by my replacement, James Matthew Jr.
Very solid replacement.
Oh, arguably significantly better. So you saw the updated numbers, 6 of 10 on the last 10 pass attempts by Blanton, 54 yards. Just got another completion there. There's his updated stats on the night, 12 of 19, 124 yards, no touchdowns, 1 pick.
And he's not playing bad. He's just had that one mistake.
Arguably, he's playing better than Wigmore at this point. Another nice pass down the field. And I know that's crazy to say when you see 17-0, but statistically, he is doing better than Wigmore, save for the 1 touchdown that they don't have. Maybe he can get it here. Fires, end zone, incomplete. Thought he was actually going to get that one back to Bob Wood. But 2nd down and goal, 46 seconds to go, plenty of timeouts. They're good to go.
Yeah, and on the previous play to that, he actually threw to their actual leading receiver on the team, in Joseph Baudet. And that's like the one of the first times we've actually called his name tonight, especially him being the leading receiver with, having 30 catches so far in the season.
Pass up top. Oh boy, trying to get it to Matthew. Wood. I was concerned that one might get jumped. It kind of lofted just a little bit there.
It hung in the air a little bit too long. I think he would have got that one back. It hung up there too long. I think if he would have threw with a little bit more power under it, he probably gets it to his guy, and we could be looking at them being inside the 1.
5 wide, 3 to the bottom. Blanton right over the middle. It's in the end zone. Touchdown, Joseph Baudet. And Queen City's on the board.
Yeah, finally. And it took the defense to get an interception and then to get it down there. And who did they throw it to? Their leading receiver, and Joseph Baudet, for his 2nd touchdown catch of the season. And look, it's looking like a different game now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when it was 17-0, it was looking just out of hand completely. Obviously it's still a 2-score game even with this extra point, but it's a whole lot better than a 3-score game. And listen, Baltimore's had 2 chances now to make this a 4-score game, and they couldn't do it. So maybe the momentum has possibly shifted a little, and Queen City still has a fighting chance.
And let's
still 2 whole quarters here.
And let's not forget, Queen City kicked off to start the game, so they're in a position right now. I mean, statistically, typically you think that, hey, with 40 seconds left, Baltimore are just going to run the timeout and everything else with what the time they have left. So, like, Queen City can potentially close it to a 1-score game if they're able to go down. If they prevent Baltimore in these next 39 seconds from doing anything with the ball and getting any points, they could look like they could close this thing to a 1-score game.
See what they do here. Wouldn't it be wild if Queen City could get themselves another turnover? They are out of timeouts, but passes are throwing, man. Like,
I thought that was a pick. I thought it was I thought it was a pick 6, and I'm like, oh my god, it just got flipped up inside his head. But
I would have lost it. That would have been crazy.
Keep it on the ground, Baltimore, before you give them the momentum that they've been craving.
Offset I formation. This time they do indeed keep it to the ground. GP Wells. GP Wells says, yeah, keep it on the ground. I'll just take it to the house. Gets a nice pickup. Baltimore looks like they will be content to let the clock run out and send us into the half.
And leading into this, before that final possession that Queen City had right there, they had 2 yards of total offense.
Right.
In the second quarter.
And then they not only did they score, it was points off turnovers, and that's the best possible way to get your team a win. That's what I always tell Ramos. Hold the other team to 0, get me that ball back, and let me just keep scoring points off turnovers. That's how you win games, Gerald.
Yeah, score more than the other team. Opponent. But
your thoughts on the first half of this one so far?
It was dominated by, even though it's a 2-score game, only down 10 points. It's been a half that was dominated by Baltimore. They set the tone by going down and scoring really quickly, and then turn around when Queen City got the ball. They turned that possession, Baltimore did, into a pick 6, and they were up 2 scores. Just that simple.
Your player of the half, Ivory Irvin, 5 receptions, 49 yards, and a touchdown. 9.8 yards per catch. Darn near a first down every time. Let's take a quick halftime break presented by Brakes GPT.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
And Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Who?
I think he's excited about Tom Brady. He must be a Tom Brady fan.
I'm not familiar. Break into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Brakes GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Brakes GPT offers you a shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. You can join the community of collectors on our Brakes GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our site, brakesgpt.com. Your first half stats on the screen, Gerald, pretty even in the total yards category. Queen City getting it done in the passing game, but they've got to get it done on the scoreboard now.
And that pick six that they've actually had is looking like it's something that's been pretty bad for them, but they haven't had a whole lot of trouble moving the ball. They were able to put some yards up. They just haven't had a chance to finish drives.
Yeah, Blanton. Oh,
no.
Right back into the hands of Elijah Warfield.
He's gone.
Can he do it again? He does. Touchdown, Baltimore. And bad goes to worse. 2 pick sixes. That's $350K for Elijah Warfield.
Yeah, and it's 2 pick sixes, and he picks it off and he returns it. I don't think he had an interception all season long up to that point. And you know what he does? He takes both of them and returns it back. We were talking about Queen City getting back in it, and guess what they do? Baltimore takes it.
They throw it away.
Yeah, and they just threw it away just like that, and now they're down 3 scores once again.
Wow, and did you see how he caught that ball, that jumping, twisting catch that he caught and brought into the end zone for a touchdown? That, Gerald, that's what I've been waiting for. To call the nice hands catch, brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it and Elijah Warfield. SFL 4K23. GoRetroid.com.
I don't know if I've ever seen a team right after half and then a pick six happens and then they're on the bench shaking their heads like the game is over. It just sums up their season, and it just tells you what they feel about what they have, which they're not really, even the players are not. They're on the sideline shaking their heads already as if the game is over. There's a whole nother half of football left, and I don't know. It's just, you know, I don't know what to say about what they're experiencing there, because it's just not very good.
Well, this is what we need to see. Jet zero on the ground. Look at it. He just got a first down. That was a punishing stiff arm.
Twice.
Lowered the shoulder. Yeah. Powered through, got himself first down. You know, that's what they got to do. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but they've barely got 100 yards or 100 carries on the season. Barely over 200 yards combined between zero and Ketchum. You know, they've got to get that ratio turned around. You've seen the team stats on the screen a couple times already. It's all been passing yards, and he's thrown 2 pick sixes. You can't keep throwing the ball into dangerous situations. You've got to run. And
that was an angry run by Jedzer. You can tell it's just a frustration with the season so far. And in the middle of the game, he actually shown his frustrations. Like, look, just give me the darn ball. I'm going to go around. I'm going to push guys around. He did. I mean, they couldn't even bring him down. He picked up about 13 on that play. So I don't know. I mean, they need to figure out what's going on, because it's pretty apparent that their season is over in terms of, you know, postseason aspirations. But
Blanton throws a pass that's deflected away by Giovanni Bolton. I mean, the best they could hope for right now is 6-6 on the season. And we've seen teams, we've seen our teams go 7-5 and not make the playoffs. So if 7-5 isn't good enough for the playoffs, sometimes 6-6 certainly is not. So yeah, the season is all but over for Queen City, especially if they can't get this turned around.
Unless it was that weird season where we had somebody go 4-8 and win a division. That was so lame.
Blanton, deep downfield. That one is tipped and incomplete. Frank Smith. When you can send your outside linebacker 30 yards deep and have him defend passes, you know you got something going on.
And this has gotten out of hand. It was 10 seconds into the second half, and it just got out of hand. And Queen City's punting out, and they got the ball back.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild how quickly things can turn around. I mean, we see Queen City get a touchdown right before the end of the first half, scoring points off turnovers. We talk about maybe the momentum shifting, and then Blanton comes out of the half, and it's like, throws a pick six, and right just like that, it's like, oh no, it is over. All right.
Like just when the fans were getting back with their sandwiches or hot dogs or cups beef of beer or whatever it is.
Have you had a beef on weck yet?
Yeah, I sure have.
That's a glorious
That's
sandwich.
the place you took me. That's
amazing. Right. Charlie the Butcher's right by the airport.
It's amazing.
If anybody, for all you viewers out there, if you ever go to Buffalo, New York, Charlie the Butcher, it's right by the Buffalo airport. It's actually right at the end of the runway, so you got to just hope the plane doesn't overshoot. But beef on weck, it's It's a roast beef sandwich. Basically, it's served with some au jus, and it's got Kimmelwick seeds. Caraway seeds is actually what they're called on top of the roll with sea salt. Fantastic. Oh, so good.
It was by far one of the best sandwiches I've had in a very long time. Very, very long time. Look, and it's like a cold cut or even a warm sandwich gotten from a place. It's hard to say it was extremely good, but that
beef on whack
was extremely good.
It's a Buffalo staple. Wigmore into double coverage, and somehow the pass is caught. Daly Holder getting in on the action. Speaking of getting in on the action, Baltimore, they've got 3 pick sixes in the last 7 quarters of football. You believe that stat? That is wild. And you talked about that when we were talking about Charleston. A game we're going to be calling later tonight after we hop on that Concorde jet that Cam purchased and refurbished. And I think he's got afterburners on it. Well, actually, that's a default setting. Anyway, Charleston, another team that just scores a whole heck of a lot out of that pick 6 game. It's a good way to win.
And the thing here with Baltimore, right, we kind of touched on it because their defense is one of the top teams in takeaways, right? Even though they were giving up a lot of points, it doesn't look like they're going to give up a lot of points this game with the way that it's going. But they are, I mean, they're playing top right now. Of course, look, they're not playing a very good team.
Right.
So a team like Baltimore and the way they play football should have this type of score against a team that is struggling, to even get in the win column in Queen City. So it's I don't know. I don't know what the answer for Queen City is right now, right? I don't know what kind of what their coaching is like or nothing like that, but something's got to change. How do you miss a wide open person like that?
I knew you were going to get mad about that.
Like, what is with that? It's like it was like 5 yards
he
past
got
him.
excited. He was excited and he threw the ball. It's a wee bit too hard. 3rd down and 10 coming up. He just saw him on the go route and was like, all right, go get it. He overthrew him a smidge. Wigmore rolls out left, throws middle, complete to Mac Chima. Gets the first down at about the 15-yard line inside the red zone. Alden Bleeker is in the chat, Gerald. He says that he thinks that he feels like the Queen City Stadium sells a fancy banana split in the shape of a pirate ship. Now, I've been around this stadium a couple of times. I have not seen any banana split pirate ship concoctions.
Well, I don't think it's advisable to eat ice cream in any sort of a stadium because my significant other tried to kill me with ice cream that was probably laced with some sort of cyanide poisoning or something.
I think you just had too much ice cream because, see, she set you up to fail because you had your ice cream and I had my ice cream. Kelly had her ice cream. And then your lovely bride said, here, Gerald, you eat my ice cream
I'm
too.
going to get the biggest souvenir helmet that there is.
But I don't want all this ice cream, so you eat it. And then you almost died.
I did.
It was crazy.
I did.
Wigmore, ball pops out, but we'll say his arm was going forward. That one's incomplete. Yeah, I don't know. You know what else I think? In it, that's a good call out. You shouldn't eat stadium ice cream because your wife might try to kill you. But on top of that, you know what else I also don't advise? Eating ice cream and bananas together. I like bananas. I like ice cream. I don't like frozen bananas. I don't like cold bananas. Keep the banana. Another flopper of a throw.
Got hit while he was throwing. I'm not against bananas. I don't do the banana split type thing, right? A lot of people. You know one thing I don't like is peanuts in my ice cream.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah. Like I'll eat peanuts out of the bag or out of like a little can.
So anybody who puts peanuts in an ice cream concoction, they deserve a punch in the face.
Wow, that's a little aggressive.
Because like I feel like a peanuts is a salty snack.
It is a salty. Well, yeah.
Well, why would you throw it in something so sweet? I know people like the salty sweet thing, but
violence is not the answer, though. You such rage.
Well, let me say something. If you're asking for ice cream and somebody puts peanuts in it for you and you punch them in the face, next time you go to get that ice cream, they're like, oh, hey, he punched me in the face when I added peanuts, so I'm not adding the peanuts.
T-Pat's joined us in the chat, Gerald. And he says we're not fostering an inclusive ice cream environment right now.
Well, I'm not including the peanuts in my ice cream.
Or bananas.
I'm not against the bananas.
I am. I'm against both. You know what? Hot fudge, cookies and cream ice cream is amazing. Cookie dough ice cream is the best. All right, let's see what Jet Zero can do. Let's get somewhat back on track. Let's see if Queen City can get things back on track.
I don't
Updated look at the team stats.
It's weird. If you look at it on paper, you're like, oh, this game should be near time.
Yeah, cover up the score in the top right and just look at the team stats, and you're like, this is a close game.
Say, who's winning?
Well, listen, 2 pick sixes will do that to you. You know, when your defense can score not once but twice, it's going to throw everything off. It's going to throw the scoreboard off compared to the stat line.
And I really do feel like Queen City looks like they're stuck in some sort of a mud. They have run aground in the ship.
The ship has run aground. That's a good analogy. I like it.
I haven't used that term in so long.
There you go, Blanton, right downfield to James Matthew Jr. Caught him in stride. Did you notice all 5 receivers went past the line to gain?
Yeah, I know. They've listened to you. I saw you sneak downstairs while I was talking.
Halftime,
and give them notes because you have a soft spot. You played for the Buffalo team.
I did.
And it's whatever. I have no allegiance to them, so I'm leaving them to their own devices. But look, and it seems like they're having success throwing to James Matthews, and they have this season throwing to Baudette. He's their leading receiver. Caught their touchdown pass earlier in the game.
Yeah,
so.
Matthew Jr. right up there at number 2 on the team. Blanton over the middle. Oh no! The hat trick.
My God!
John Patrick Levine getting the pick this time. The 3rd interception thrown by Blanton tonight, and the crowd is not loving it.
It just shows how much of a bully Baltimore is being. Not only do you pick it off, but then you throw Bob Wood to the ground while you're doing it. It's not any kind of a. This is not going to end well for Queen City. I think we've known that probably the mid-second quarter. It's just not. That's his 3rd pick today. Trellis Blanton. Well, I guess the good news is it wasn't returned for a touchdown.
There's the Hall of Famer T. Roy Gaines as he gets his first carry of the ball game. Probably see a lot more of him and the other running backs in the second half here as they're up by 20 points. Listen, I don't want people thinking that, we like hate ice cream or something. Really, the stadium ice cream itself isn't the problem. It's bringing your wife, having her order a huge ice cream, taking 2 bites and saying, here, you eat this. That's the problem.
All because she wanted the souvenir. We could have bought plenty of it if I knew I was going to die. I said, you want 6 of these big helmets? We'll just buy them and be like, I don't want the ice cream.
But that being said, ice creams.
It was Dippin' Dots, bro.
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Was it?
Yeah.
Ugh, that's not even ice cream.
It was
ice cream versus a snowball.
Snowball,
yeah,
hands down. Hands down.
Regular snowball or stuffed snowball?
The stuffed snowball takes it to a whole nother
so
level.
Good. Now, for those that don't know, the snowball is a southern treat. It's kind of like a snow cone, only 10 times better, 100 times better, 1,000 times better. 1,000. We'll go with 1,000. A stuffed snowball. Tell them what the stuffed with.
So the stuffed snowball is stuffed with ice cream. You have your snowball portion about a third through the cup. Right in that middle third, they stuff it with whatever flavor ice cream that you want.
Good.
And then they put whatever flavor of snowball you want on top of that. It's a thing of magic.
So my very first snowball ever down in your hometown of Houma, Louisiana. That was my first snowball ever down there. I got a lime snowball stuffed with cookie dough ice cream. And that sounds so bizarre. So weird. But oh my gosh, it was so good. T. Roy Gaines doing Hall of Fame things. And getting that first down. Gets up to the 12-yard line. Yeah. Lime ice cream or lime snowball. Which already, I love lime stuff. Lime and lemon. Those citrusy, sweet, citrusy desserts, especially lemon, but I really like lime. And then cookie dough ice cream. That's my favorite ice cream. Putting that in the lime snowball sounds so weird, but oh my God.
Like when you said it, I'm like, why would anybody eat that?
Yeah.
So you said you have to try it. So I go back and I try it. I'm like,
that's what, see?
It's
sometimes.
Delicious.
Oh, I thought they were going to get the TFL there. Yeah, it's a phenomenal thing.
So, but look, ice cream. Now, it's the thing with like ice cream. What is a Buffalo, like Western New York flavor type ice cream that's really only for the general area? Is there such a thing? Or anywhere regionally, like what flavor of ice cream that you can get? So no, you can only get it
like up in the Northeast.
Yeah, like you can get it. This is a Southern treat. Like,
oh, I don't know.
Why can't Perry's ice cream make the half-gallon size of the Southern pecan ice cream? I go to Tops and I have to get this small little pint.
Wigmore pumping, firing, end zone incomplete. Queen City's been able to hold them to multiple field goals tonight, but
I think
too late.
I think the defense has scored more touchdowns than the Baltimore defense has scored more touchdowns than the Baltimore offense.
Oh yeah, it's possible. 24-yard field goal attempt. 24-yard field goal on the board here in about 4 seconds. What is your issue with the half gallon? They won't make your favorite ice cream in the half gallon?
Yeah, I really want to go in there and just yell at the Tops employees because
they're the ones who
they're not
package
stocking it. But I'm like, no, it's the actual person on the label.
Yeah.
I'm like, why can't I get that?
Right. I'm sure there's a phone number you can call. It's probably not advisable to call right now. We're doing something here.
It would be entertaining.
Mark Lopez says Buffalo hot sauce ice cream. Oof.
Oh my God, hot sauce in general.
Some Canadian fella is saying that's not how you say pecan. What did you say?
A pecan?
You said pecan? Oh, yeah, you are saying it wrong.
No, you're saying it wrong.
No, it's pecan. See the A? All right, listen. There's a pretzel shop. I don't want to say the name because I want to hear how you say it. I was having a debate with my children on this. It's a national brand pretzel chain. It's 2 words. Both words start with A. You know which one I'm talking about?
Auntie Anne's.
Thank you. It's Auntie Anne's, right?
Yeah.
All 3 of my sons, all 3 of them say Auntie Anne's. What the auntie? I said, you don't say you. They have an aunt. I say, you don't say Aunt Brandy. And they're like, yeah, we do. I'm like, well, you're saying it wrong then. Where'd they get that from? Are they all from England?
No, it's
Aunt.
It's Auntie Annie's.
Like the bug.
Yeah, very.
Anyway, Auntie Anne's, yeah. There's a couple of Auntie Anne's pretzel shops in the Baltimore airport. Look at this. First down and more. Keep going, James. Anyone going to knock him out of bounds?
That's what I'm saying. Like James Smith, it seems like, I don't know, like you have to find a way to get him the ball because this game, he's been by far their most productive receiver, right? He's got he's got 8 catches. This maybe makes 9. He's got over 100 yards receiving. And he's actually making plays. Like these look, and you got to think about it, he's like a super veteran of this squad. But he's been on this squad for 11 seasons. He's the grandpa of this thing. 5 all-star appearances. And like I don't know, you feed that guy the ball.
Blanton to throw again. Standing tall in the pocket. Oh
no. What?
Tried to get it over to Matthew. Inadvisable throw across his body, across the field like that. Oh, I saw another pick 6 in his future. But
what season was it? Do you remember? It was just a few seasons back. I think it was James Matthews Jr. and Lauren Pakoko in this battle for like the most tight yards from catchers or tight ends from a yards ever.
And you can see, I don't remember what season that was. 0 gets that catch. James Matthew Jr. tonight, 117 yards. This is his first 100-yard game this season. They're certainly going to need more of the same from him as this season continues to unfold so they can at least get some wins on the board. Nothing worse than just going winless in a season. 5 wide, they didn't all go past the line to gain, but James allegedly did. We'll see if that one sticks. That was close. Let's see on the replay. So we don't have the artificial line on the field on the replay. See if a flag comes out or if Coach T-Pat says, it's fine.
T-Pat's like, yeah, I'm more concerned with they're not being
ice cream inclusive. Yeah.
He's got different priorities now.
He's probably sitting on the sideline just eating some ice cream right now just to make a point. Would be my guess. Blanton. Incomplete. Drop by Matthew Jr. that time.
Ice cream is good. I'm not gonna lie. Like, but when we came up here,
Yeah.
I never thought I'd see so many ice cream shops.
They're everywhere. Everywhere you go, there's ice cream shops.
I can't understand it because
It's cold half the year?
no, like they closed down. It makes sense because nobody wants cold things in cold weather. but
Right. Short pass complete to Bodette. 3rd and 2.
I'd eat a snowball and 2 below.
Heck yeah.
I sure would. But like, dude, I don't understand because like it gets warm sometimes, right? I don't know why anybody want all that ice cream in their belly. Then them kids go run around, have that dairy sour in your belly, and the next thing you know, it's not a pretty sight after that.
We don't need to get into details. 3rd and 2. 0 gets the first down. That'll bring us to the end of quarter number 3.
This is the second quarter in a row where they start kind of putting together somewhat of a drive. One was after a pick, but it's like it seems like, I don't know, let's just start the game with 2 minutes left in every quarter. Maybe
There you go.
better.
See if they can get it done. 3 quarters in the books. 10 minutes remains here from Buffalo. Baltimore out in front. 37. Simulation Football League on YouTube.
Presentation of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
How many likes are on this video so far? However many it is, it's not enough. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you got your notifications on so you don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action. Help the channel grow through your support. Matthew gets a block, turns upfield, and gets tackled after a gain of 1. You know, one of these days, Gerald, we're going to do that ad read, and there's going to be like 4,000 likes on the video. Like somehow it's going to be on, you know, like a featured YouTube stream, and it's going to be thousands of likes. And we're going to be like, it's not enough.
Is that a thing? A featured YouTube stream?
I don't know. It should be.
Should be, yeah. Get the front page. Is there like a YouTube front page? Because we're awesome. Let's just get that.
We are awesome.
Whose palms we got to grease?
I don't know. We'll have to look into that.
Hey, if they get 2 sacks in a game, they get a bunch of money.
Matthew gets the first down up to the 20-yard line. Bridge City Bird, I wish the Ben and Jerry's Jimmy Fallon ice cream had no association to Jimmy Fallon. Why does he got to hate on Jimmy Fallon?
Like, because it's got Jimmy Fallon bits in it or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it's actually got, to be clear, I don't think it has pieces of Jimmy Fallon.
Well, I'm just wondering why it hadn't, if it's good, it's good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, I don't like the Atlanta Falcons, right? Because they're just terrible. I don't like anybody in my division in the SFL either, so.
Whoa.
Well, you know, on game day.
Whoa.
You know, I don't like you. I love you. You know that.
All right.
Redeemed. Everyone else.
Oh, Blanton crushed. He's been getting just sacked all night. It's 4 now, I believe. At least. Yeah, John Patrick Levine's got 1. Frank Smith has 1. Al Walker, he's got 1. Excuse me, he's got 2. He's got that incentive money.
Yeah, so right here, so you're 8 minutes left. You're down 23 points, right? Do you, if you don't pick up this first down on 3rd down, do you kick it?
Yeah, I think I would. I'd want to get some more points.
Oh, my Lord.
Never mind.
No.
Ben stacking paper. He adds to the interception total. And the fans, they're not having it, Gerald. You know, you can't blame them. I mean, that's what, 4 interceptions now.
Yeah, it's just
It's tough. It's hard to watch.
Yeah, and it seems like it's all. I mean, not all of them, but like 2 of them were in this position where they were in a position to potentially score.
Yeah,
and they just make the mistakes at the worst possible time. And like I said, I don't know if we go get the yardage breakdown again. You're going to see that probably Queen City is probably leading in that category in yards, total yards. They just go down there and they just turn the ball over.
GP Wells with the carry, the total yards, Gerald. Look at that. Bizarre. It's the picks. The picks are the difference. You're getting all these yards. You're getting in scoring range. To your point, that stat is your point. You know,
and Blanton, what coming into this week, he was leading the league in interceptions, and now, I mean, he's thrown 4 now. He had 13, I believe, coming into this week, right? And now he's up to 17. We're halfway through the season, and he's nearly 20 interceptions, and it's something that there are, you know, this offensive scheme, this output, the coaching staff and the leadership in Queen City is going to have to look at it and be like, hey, what are we doing wrong? We have solid talent on this team. We're just not, it's just not being utilized right. A different scheme or something that they might need to start looking at. And I get it. Look, we're in this transitionary. A lot of teams are still in a transitionary period where they're struggling right on the new platform and trying to get things figured out. But I mean, at this point, like, losing in the way that they are is not. It's tough. It takes down the morale of the squad.
It does. It's hard to keep your team. Listen, you know, Mexico City's first season on the new platform. Look at this, Warren Murray. Nice run by him. You know, we did not do good. I think we went 0-6 to start the season, much like Queen City. We did get things turned around. We basically did what you have been saying about Queen City, about LA. Like, hey, try something different, see what works. And we did. You know, we tried some different things and we got some wins. I think we ended the season 3 and it was 3-9. Yeah, that's the math.
Yeah, because you guys started out 0-7.
0-6, 0-7. Yeah,
in the last part of the season, you started to find your way.
Right, and that was the thing. When we were you're right. I think we went 0-7, and a lot of people in the locker room. Listen, we've got some people on that team that they'll be with that team until it's gone. You know, and it's great to have people like that are just committed to your squad no matter what, because they just love what you're about. They love what you bring to the locker room. They love that team, and it's fantastic. You know, there's other people that, you know, obviously they want to win games, and you can't blame them. You know, so that's where teams like Queen City and Los Angeles and, you know, any other team that's struggling this season, that's what they need to do. Is they need to try to do something to inspire the players that we can make this work. And that's really what we tried to do in Mexico City that season, was say, listen, I know the first half of the season has gone absolutely terrible, but let's see if we can just take that out of your minds and let's look at the second half of the season. Let's see if we can get a winning record in the second half of the season. And we didn't, but we came close. I think we went, ultimately in the second half of the season, we went 3-3, you know, but it's a lot better than 0-12, you know. Yeah. So it showed that, hey, we got some things turned around here, and then the next season we did a lot better, and this season we're off to a great start. So, you know, change can happen for these teams, and it could happen as early as next season. Could happen even more so 2 seasons from now. So, you know, it's about building a good core of players and trying to, you know, progress those players, make them better, and bring in additional talent around them. Queen City can get it done. Los Angeles, they can get it done. Motor City, they can get it done. You just got to, you know, shake these losses off, especially when you're 0-6. You're about to be 0-7. Try to get a winning record from this point on.
Yeah, and you're actually, it's actually building that culture within the locker room, right? So, like, one of the teams, right, you know, I talk about Carolina, right? I've actually talked crap about them on the show quite often, right? But, you know, they had one of the most highest retention rates in the league for a team that had, you know, a tremendous amount of losing seasons in a row. And what they did, they built a culture, and hardly anyone left that squad. You know, they believed in the leadership. They enjoyed the locker room and everything else. So once you have that there, it gives the staff a little bit more comfort and not like, you know, trying to rush through things and making bad decisions. So, and maybe that's what they need to stabilize here in Queen City, right? Just get that culture built in and get the same guys here so the same talent is staying, and then get the right coaching staff in place to build upon what, you know, like even at the end of the season, right? Look, they're going to go 0-7 here tonight. But even if they end the season getting 1 or 2 wins, right, and they're making progress, that's something that can definitely happen.
They're down and 2 for Baltimore. They pick that up easy. First and goal. Crazy little note here from Mark Lopez. Getting back to ice cream. Enough about this football nonsense. Let's get back to ice cream for a second. All right, fine. We'll talk about rushing yards. Producer keeping us on point. 155 rushing yards for Baltimore to 32 for Queen City. You know, we've mentioned that a few times about Queen City just needing to get that rushing attack going. And that's the change I'd love to see them make in the second half of the season. Take the ball out of Blanton's hands, put it in the hands of Jet Zero and Ace Ketchum, and see what they can do for you on the ground. Okay, there. We talked about football. How about ice cream? Well, is there about to be a touchdown? Dang it. Touchdown, Baltimore. We'll talk about ice cream after this next kickoff. Baltimore just putting on the points now, putting on a scoring clinic, if you will. This will be their first road win of the season. You know, I mean, they do have a couple of losses, but can't say enough for what they've been able to do here tonight.
Right, and that run by GP Wells just kind of summed up like the game and somewhat the season for Queen City, right? He literally ran into a bunch of traffic, but he seemingly got his way out of it, right? So, you know, Queen City struggled even in some things that you would think that's elementary for a football team to tackle, right? And they were even having trouble tackling players at this point. So it's a struggle. Like you said, they have work to do. Is it something that they can't come back from? No. Teams have, you know, like went winless before and everything else, and they somehow turned it around and actually got themselves, you know, and, you know, turn themselves in it. It's just a process, right? It starts with one win, one change, and actually making it all kind of come together. See the bigger picture.
Yeah.
There's not a rush. Get there, build a stable of, of stability within your franchise. And then, I mean, from that point, you can only grow and get better. I mean, it can't get any worse at this point.
Can I talk about ice cream now?
Yep.
Hang on, 5 wide. There you go. They all went downfield. There you go. See? More of that. Oh, of course, they're going to go into the no huddle. At least I got a 2-minute warning coming up. Blanton. Oh, wow. Almost throws another pick six. All right, quick. Here we go. Mark Lopez, he asked the question. He said, is there a giant tub of Ben & Jerry's ice cream that I can get in Costco? That would be nice. You know how much them little tiny pints? Is it like a half pint of Ben & Jerry's? They're like $7. Can you imagine a giant tub of Ben & Jerry's? Mark Lopez is rich. Confirmed. It'd be like $55. At least $100.
Well, how big is a giant
in Canadian, it'd be $150.
Can he jump in it?
Oh, I do. It's talking like a party size tub,
would you
not
jump?
A pool.
Would you jump in? Oh, that's a
PI.
Would you? I don't get it. You know how people jump into things and they drink the water or
Sure.
eat what they're in?
It's a little weird.
I don't know if I'd do that.
No, I'm good.
People's like, I'm gonna jump in this huge pie and I'm gonna eat it.
I'm gonna jump in a big old vat of mashed potatoes and.
Yeah, that's not.
Nah.
That's not good.
No, I don't know where that thought came from. It's a little weird.
I just think about it. I think of a giant tub. A tub. People get in a tub because they bathe in a tub. You get a tub full of Ben & Jerry's. I don't know if I'd eat anything out of a tub.
He's not talking about like a bathtub. He's talking about like
It's a tub.
like a 3 to 5 gallon. I don't know, not 5. That's even.
What would you do with?
You know, I'm talking about like the little party tubs ice cream.
That's like a gallon, right?
No, well, maybe. No, it's like 2.5 gallons.
That comes like the cheap ice cream that tastes terrible.
Oh yeah, and he wants
it's-
Ben & Jerry's in that tub.
Oh, no.
But no.
That'd be god awful expensive.
Yeah, that
I don't know who Ben or Jerry is, but I've never liked their ice cream. I'll be honest with you.
no.
Nope.
That was almost a pick six.
So those who know ice cream, Bluebell, I think is one of the best. Briars has some good stuff, but I was impressed.
Not a huge Briars guy.
But I was impressed by Perry's ice cream up here.
Yeah.
I haven't had Friendlies or Burn Dairies.
Friendlies is good. Listen, little
Perry's
shout out to
pretty good.
Tops Friendly Markets. Their private label ice cream is pretty good too. The Tops brand ice cream.
Yeah, the cookie dough is delicious.
Yeah. Fun fact, it's made by Perry's. So if you like Perry's, you'd like Tops.
But you
ice
know what
cream.
they don't make? I don't know nothing about hockey, but you know what's very good? Let's Dough Buffalo.
Let's Dough Buffalo. Hey,
The
you asked
Sabres.
earlier.
It's very good.
You asked earlier if there's like a local ice cream. It's about the closest you can get. It's the Let's Dough Buffalo ice cream that Perry's puts out. It's good stuff. There's a Tops ice creams, Brownie Buffalo Blitz, they call it. That's another really good one. It's basically like cookie dough ice cream, and it's got brownie chunks in it too. Oh, it's good.
I just eat it and I'm like, it's nothing but diabetes.
Oh yeah, diabetes is coming for sure. I don't know who that was to. I guess James Matthew.
You know what I've been doing? It's kind of crazy talking about ice cream. Been doing this for about 4 days now. Completely not healthy at all. We make freshly baked macadamia cookies.
Yeah, those are good.
Take that warm, soft cookie and then throw ice cream on top of it. The Let's Go Buffalo right on top of it. Very delicious.
22 targets for James Matthew Jr. tonight, compared to Jack Wigmore, who has 25 pass attempts. Make that 23 targets. I mean, you know, what else is Queen City going to do? They've got to keep throwing. They've got to throw to their top targets at this point. James Matthew Jr. is that guy. I think Mark Lopez said something else crazy, too. We scroll back up, talking about.
Well, I mean, our commissioner is probably the biggest ice cream snob I know.
He is, yeah. He loves ice cream.
He does. I miss his show, his little podcast thing he used to do, talking about stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah. He did it for, I don't know, a few weeks. I thought it was rather interesting. He had an ice cream section of the show, portion of the show.
Bridge City, he had one episode of that, by the way. That's why you missed it.
Was it
only
just
happened
one?
once. Yeah, one time.
Maybe I watched it multiple times because it was that good.
You're just like, I'm going to watch this on replay. So, yeah, Brett Solberg, who is the Bridge City Bird in the chat, says, now we've heard both pronunciations of the word diabetes. Put that on your bingo card. To be clear, I only said diabetes as a, shout out, respect to Wilford Brimley. You know who Wilford Brimley is?
He's a late night guy. He's a diabetes poor guy. He's gone now.
He is gone from this world. May he rest in peace. But yeah, he got all his diabetes tests from. Yeah. What am I doing? I'm like killing my microphone. Yeah. It's not good.
You literally short circuited.
I did.
Wilford Brendan's like, bro, don't bring me into this conversation.
He's like, you let me rest in peace. You keep me right out of your nonsense. I don't blame him. I should stop moving my microphone now. I'm scared.
But
there's no loose wires. I think that was divine intervention from Wilford Brimley beyond the grave.
Sure was.
Wild. Put that on your bingo card. Some final kneel downs and we'll get out of Buffalo. Head back down to the Buffalo Niagara International Airport where the Concorde jet is fueling up. We've got more games ahead later on tonight. So don't go anywhere. We've got more action just around the corner. Game's starting at 10:15. This game's starting at 10:30. Get a little hour break. We can make it down to Albuquerque in an hour. Shouldn't be any problem. But listen, Week 8 continues tomorrow night with a Battle of the Bugs. Atlanta at Arizona at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, along with Mexico and Chicago, D.C. and Pittsburgh, and Motor City, Minnesota. You can catch all the action, as always, right here on SFL YouTube. Looking forward to that.
You do know what I say about the bugs.
The only good bug is a dead bug.
The only good bug is a dead bug.
Shaw, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
Somebody's got to win that game, though. I hate bees. I guess I'd hate scorpions, too. The reason I hate bees is because they, try to make a nest inside my house. And that's not cool. This is my house, not their house. But I've never had a problem with scorpions trying to make a nest in my house. Although they did serve me up with a loss earlier this season, so that I don't like.
I don't like any of them.
Yeah.
I don't think Louisiana's ever beaten Arizona.
No? Listen, he's got a good team. And all the way back in the first quarter, he put in the chat, what about me, when I was saying who was here with us? And I totally ignored that all the way until 8 seconds left in the game.
Well, that's
Eddie Gage in the house.
That's the disrespect you get when you can't even get a pick six.
Oh,
He deserves that.
may he retire in peace. 000 is on the clock. Baltimore absolutely stomping Queen City, 37-7, in a relatively empty stadium at this point. Gerald will take a look at the final stats of this game. Your final thoughts on this one?
Yeah, Baltimore, they actually kind of turned back the clock when they had such a dominant defense, right? Back when they were winning all them championships and everything else, along with a really efficient offense. And that's exactly what they've shown, right? They actually took it, and they end up with 24 of their 37 points off of turnovers. Such a crazy stat that they've turned all that into points, right? And they actually, just off the turnovers, they actually beat, without it, they actually would win 13 to 7. But look, you know, Queen City's got a lot of work to do, right? Stay positive, stay, you know, strong in what you're going on. The leadership's got you going in the right direction, we do believe. But, you know, Baltimore is going to continue to roll, especially on the lower talented teams than this. And we're going to see how it shakes out for both.
Yeah, Baltimore and Queen City both on bye weeks next week. And then in week 10, Baltimore heads to Bossier City, take on the 2-3 Steamers. Queen City on the road as well. In Indianapolis, they take on the 3-3 Ramblers. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League on YouTube. Final score, Baltimore wins it 37-7. For Gerald Smith, Damon Simeon, Justin Reside, Cameron Irvine, and Matt Wilson, who's always with me in spirit, I'm Mike Daggs. Thanks for joining us. Be kind to one another. Always choose happy. Have a great night. Stay tuned. Indianapolis, LA kicks off at 10:15, followed by Charleston at Albuquerque, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on SFL YouTube.